As I was scrolling through my Facebook feeds, I happened to come across this screenshot. And I'm sure, as you can see with the picture that's on the screenshot, azvinakupera mushe. Azvinakupera mushe. So it's a conversation between two gentlemen. And the biggest part of the conversation was in Shona. So instead of me going through it, showing you parts of it, I'll just summarize and show you the juicy parts. So the conversation starts with this gentleman telling another gentleman to back off his wife. Apparently he had found some messages in her phone, and he was telling off the guy that no, she's now my wife. And it appears that the marriage was recent. He had recently married this woman, and was telling off this guy to stop, talking to her or stop linking up with her. For most of the conversation, the other guy then goes on a rant, like very disrespectful. And he was telling this guy that, no, your woman is a B. I have to censor. She's a hoe. Goes on to send that picture, a picture of the woman giving the guy fellatio. Imagine the disrespect, and says that I took this picture 5 months ago, and it was at a sex party in Westgate. It's in Harare West, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So it was a sex party, and he took this picture on his birthday of the woman giving this guy fellatio, and tells the guy off in a very rude way. Shona is different from English. English, it sort of softens the blows. English Shona, if you want to insult someone in Shona, it's so dirty, it's so heavy. Like, you can't be romantic in Shona to a woman. You can't be romantic in Shona to a woman, because it's just it's cringeworthy. So the guy tells off the husband, hey, you are the one who married a hoe. Why are you threatening me? It's your mistake. It was really bad, man. It was really bad. And then after all that rant, because it was like 4 or 5 messages before the guy actually responds, and he then says, I'm gonna show my wife this picture and you're gonna get arrested for this. And then the conversation ends. So to be honest, I felt really bad for this guy. Like, I was so empathetic. I kind of put myself in this guy's shoes. And, if it was me confronting another guy to back off my newly wedded wife, and then I get such a backlash, man, I wouldn't know what to do, especially with the picture, evidence, my V11, that your woman was, dude, that I can guarantee you that marriage is over. But it had me thinking. It had me thinking on a lot of levels, on a lot of facets. Like, one, the issue of the picture. Like, why would she allow this guy to take a picture of her during the act? For me, that was like a stupid move. This thing about sending nudes, recording sexual stuff, for me is a no-no. I actually think that if a guy says to a woman or a girl, says that please send me nude pictures, and let's record the sexual content, and especially if they are not married, I just think that the guy doesn't love you if he does that. To all my sisters, like, if a guy tells you to send him nudes and record pictures, record videos, I just think the guy is not really interested in you. He doesn't see a long-term relationship with you. Don't even put yourself in that position. My sisters, I beg, please, don't put yourself in such a position that, because the funny thing about love can go sour real quick, real fast, and in a hurry. And now you have to explain to your husband or your children, or wife, whatever, if it's a guy. But I think it mostly, women get the short end of the stick. Now having to explain to your husband that it was a mistake and what, it's so damaging. I don't know why people put themselves through that. Like, love shouldn't be, love shouldn't be that stupid. Life shouldn't be that stupid. Protect yourself, my sisters. Don't send nude pictures. Don't expose yourself. At least if you can't if you can't resist the temptation, don't send nude pictures with your face. At least you can deny that. But overall, my thinking is that you shouldn't send that. I think nude pictures and sexual videos are for married couples, because you're not gonna go anyway. If they leak, I'll defend you as my wife. Or actually, they will never leak, because it's something that's intimate. It's something that's between husband and wife. And even if we divorce, I don't think I would be petty if I'm in my right mind as a husband. If we divorce, God forbid, I wouldn't be petty enough to just send like your nude pictures or your videos online and expose you, because you're the mother of my children at the end of the day. So that's my thinking on that level. If I'm commenting on the nude picture, then the second thing is, I honestly think that this woman was like one of these escorts. That's my thinking. I don't know what you think. Just let me know in the comment section. I think that this woman was an escort, and this guy married this woman unknowingly and didn't know that she had a double life and she was doing these things, and she was being invited to sex parties. And because why would you have someone picture you while giving them fellatio and you're actually looking at the camera like this? It's unless you're being paid money. So I just think that this woman has a double life and was an escort, and this poor guy happened to marry a woman who was for the streets, which has me thinking that as guys, we really need to do a strong background check of the women that we are involved with, especially when it comes to now settling down. I think you should really thoroughly research about your person. One thing I advise is that, why don't you just go to a neighborhood, like have a conversation with the guys in the area where she stays? They probably know more than you do, because they'll be seeing her. Assuming that you don't live with her, you live in a different neighborhood, it would be wise to actually go in her neighborhood and have conversations with people. Ask them, what do you think about this woman? Or what do you think about this guy? What do you think? I think that would really save you a lot, because you get to know a person. And that applies for both women and men. If you are thinking of settling down, you need to thoroughly research about your person, get to know about them, even do your own private investigations about them. Because I guarantee you, if this guy did what I'm saying, he probably would have found out. I don't know. Maybe he wouldn't, maybe he would, but at least investigate about the person before you settle down. Because and now you're being harassed for marrying a prostitute. Imagine the nerve. And I think my assumption is actually confirmed, because this guy, the other guy, not the husband, the other guy actually says to this guy, "You married a hoe. Waturabaza." The level of disrespect that this other guy has, like, for me, I think a married woman is a no-go area. Gentlemen, I personally think and believe that it's a no-go area. Mukadzi akarorwa is a no-go area. It's marasha baba moto. Why would you go after a married woman? And we have people that have that audacity to actually approach married women and actually state that I prefer married women. There's a scripture in the Bible, I think it's in the book of Luke, where Jesus is confronted by the Pharisees about marriage, and he says that what God has put together, let no man put asunder. For me, that's like the most mind-blowing thing, that God actually comes down on earth and binds two people. And you have the audacity to put what God has put together apart. It's like, holding God's collar. It's like biting a live wire with your teeth. That's insane. I think if you interfere with marriage, you're directly attacking God. You're putting yourself in God's crosshairs. And mostly people that do that never really have a very fulfilling and happy life. Think about people in your area or your neighborhood that have taken other women's husbands or other men's wives. They really never have a peaceful life. I think the biggest enemy that you can have, that you don't want to have, is God. I prefer to have like other enemies. My own opinion, I would prefer to have any other enemy except for God, because who can save you if you're against God? Who can save you? That's insane to go after married people. So I hope none of my viewers do that. So I think like it's tough for a man. I think I'll talk about this in a different video, but I think it's tough for a man. Like men, it's really complicated if you find out that your woman is cheating. In most cases, if a man finds out that his woman is cheating or is doing some shady stuff that they can bounce back from as a married couple, most of the time the man will divorce the woman. Well, men don't have it in them to forgive. It can happen. Some do forgive and move on. But for most men, for them to find out and still maintain that marriage, it's difficult. Women can do that. Maybe it's in their nature. It's something that I would also want to talk about in another video. Women actually forgive if they find out that the guy is doing some shady stuff or is cheating. Married women. But it's tricky nowadays because, hey, this generation, hey, the relationships are not lasting. Like, it's so messed up, man. It's so messed up. Tell me what you think about this issue. For the guys, if it was you who found out that your wife who had a double life, what would you do? And ladies, what do you think about the woman in this video? Just let me know what you think about this whole issue in the comment section. If it were you as a guy, would you confront this guy? And even after all this happens to you and this guy confronts you and shows you the picture of your wife, how would you respond to that? And also the women, take part in this conversation. Just let me know what you think about this whole issue and some of the things that I've talked about. I love you guys. Keep safe. And yeah, that's about it. Cheers.